What's up, everybody, man? Back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we are going to be diving on into the first official teaser for Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2. That's right! Monarch Legacy of Monsters is back. The new season is on the way. We have our first official details for the show, we have our first photos from the show, and we have our first official teaser trailer. I cannot wait to jump into it with you guys. Let's get into it. If you are new to the channel, you might not know, I am a huge Monarch Legacy of Monsters fan. I thought it was truly fantastic. I was so into the mystery of the show, the drama of the show, the characters I thought were all fantastic. I loved so much about what that show was, and I'm really excited for the new season. And today we got our very first official looks at it. There's this image, which is just awesome, so freaking cool. Kong going absolutely ham, punching downward on something. This is so amazing for so many reasons. I love, first of all, just how awesome Kong looks in it. If you don't remember, Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 1 ended off with our characters, spoiler alert, stranded on Skull Island, where they run into Kong. So this new season will obviously have a bit of a Kong focus. I don't think that means Godzilla's not going to be in the season. I just think that means, much like with the first season, being very focused on Godzilla and then having a little Kong at the very end. This season will probably be very focused on Kong with some Godzilla sprinkled in toward the end. That'd be my guess. But this image is so freaking cool of Kong. He is so awesome. What I love about it is we return to the lighting and aesthetic of Kong Skull Island. The sky in the background's so freaking Kong Skull Island. The whole thing looks like it came straight from Kong Skull Island, but it is the GVK Kong, which appropriately period accurate, as this show should take place around 2017 or so. This is what Kong would look like at that time. So I love that we're returning to the GVK Kong. I also love that design more than I love the new Empire Kong, so it's cool to see, and he just looks awesome here, punching downward at something. Very cool. Probably another monster, given this intense expression on his face. This doesn't seem like another helicopter battle to me. Jumping on over here to the press release, we find out that Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 is back. February 27th will be the new release date. Pretty cool. That means that, much like with the regular MonsterVerse movies, the show has now taken up the spot in the spring. The MonsterVerse really seems to be becoming a full-fledged, unapologetic spring franchise. Supernova will be coming out in spring of 2027, so Monarch Legacy of Monsters will be coming out in spring of 2026. It also avoids any potential overlap with Godzilla Minus Zero, which in theory will release in fall of 2026. It is confirmed officially through a promo video which was released yesterday that Kurt Russell will be back. Kurt Russell's Lee Shaw did not die in Season 1, or at the very least he'll be back for flashbacks. The first episode will premiere on Friday, the 27th of February, and then they'll do one episode every single Friday until May 1st, 2026, which is pretty similar to how they released Season 1. Season 1, of course, ran into some weird little release date bumps around the holiday season where they had to like push certain episodes, and then sometimes they dropped multiple episodes on one day. But for here, it seems like they're going to be doing straight up weekly. Here's the thumbnail image of Kong once again looking fan-freaking-tastic back on Skull Island, looking very much like the 2017 version of Skull Island. I cannot wait for that. I'm so happy that it's not just completely ravished and destroyed by storms. Obviously, I was afraid of that heading into this new season, as the storm wouldn't happen until after 2019, according to canon. We find out here that Season 2 will pick up with the fate of Monarch and the world hanging in the balance. The dramatic saga reveals buried secrets that reunite our heroes and villains on Kong's Skull Island, and a new, mysterious village where a mythical titan rises from the sea. The ripple effects of the past make waves in the present day, blurring the bonds between family, friends, and foe, all with the threat of a new titan on the horizon. I'm gonna guess that Apex is not going to be purely a villain in this season. They'll probably be doing some helpful things, as in theory stopping the Titans is not a villainous act. It was just that Mechagodzilla wound up going crazy and was also a bad idea to begin with. But in theory, it's not evil. It's just pure defense of humanity. And I bet you this season will explore some of that. A lot of people are very excited that this season will focus on a new Titan villain, as Season 1 really only has the Ion Dragon, who's a much smaller scale level villain. And the new mysterious mythical village and Titan attack seems to have been teased in a promo video which was released yesterday as well, where a bunch of like little swarms of little monsters attack somebody. So maybe the new monster will have an army, a bunch of minions that it can send out as well, or that are in its control or something. Now let's get to this trailer where it looks like we might be picking up with that same beach attack footage. Ooh, some nice surfer music right off the bat. I like the vibe. And they're dead. These dudes are toast. Here we go. Yes, this was the promo they released. Bring on the critters! They're like little legion-ish monsters. Yeah, look at those things. They're cool. I love their little tentacles. They're kind of like dog-like. I don't know, or like... Ooh, something big's going down. Yes! He looks sick! Looks like Axis Mundi's coming back to the surface. What is that? A new octopus monster? With Godzilla's roar. Okay, it's alright. You can relax. Godzilla will be in this season. I've seen so many people worried that Godzilla's not going to be in it because it's Kong focused. Season 1 was Godzilla focused. Season 2 can be Kong focused. What's going on over here? Jumping on over to the second screen. February 27th, I'm very excited. I love the new blue color palette. This reminds me so much of King of the Monsters, which is great because obviously this season should be leading directly into, or leading pretty close into, Godzilla King of the Monsters. I doubt there would be any overlap with like the Titan events going on in this season and Godzilla King of the Monsters, but you never know. Hey, Millie Bobby Brown's all freed up now that Stranger Things is over. She could definitely show up for a cameo, although she would look much older than Madison Russell did in 2019. Here are these little freaking critter things. Yeah, that looks like they've got tentacles, which the new monster also has tentacles, it seems. The new Titan does. But these guys can crawl around on land. They look like crabs or, God, guys, what am I thinking of? It's a monster where it's got a big eyeball, one eyeball, and it's almost like a crab with one eyeball, but maybe do they have tentacles as well? It's an older movie. Is it a Toho film? I don't even remember. I wish I had a better picture of what I'm thinking of, but I'm not thinking of Legion, although that does kind of describe the little Legion critters as well. Oh, look at that! Whose face? Oh, that's Kong. Oh, that's Kong. Oh no, Kong's going on the rampage. Kong does not like this new Apex facility, it seems. He is attacking our guys, which he should. I love to see Keiko back. She is probably my favorite character, so I'm very excited about that. Also, glad to see Hiroshi still around, and the whole cast is here. This is pretty much the whole cast. Also, my boy Tim. This shot is fantastic. This shot is a shot you'd get of Godzilla. This is a Godzilla level shot of Kong. This reminds me of his attack on the nuclear power plant in New Empire. That is so freaking cool. Also kind of visuals reminding me of Kong Skull Island. Looks like Axis Mundi portals are still going to be beaming to the surface on Skull Island. I wonder if this is how Kurt Russell gets here. You can see it looks like we've already had the facility absolutely destroyed. So this very well could be post Kong destroying the Monarch facility, and then we've got an Axis Mundi portal going off here as Kurt Russell returns. Could be something like that. I don't know where this is. Can't tell if this is Japanese or Chinese text or what this is, but there appears to be a giant freaking monster destroying something behind them. I wonder how that's going to factor into the King of the Monsters timeline, given that theoretically this show's set in 2018. They could time skip to just after the Mass Awakening, which I think would be a little disappointing. I'd like to see some more setups for King of the Monsters, but yeah, it seems like something really crazy is going down here with a Titan coming on land. I really wonder how that's going to factor into the timeline, because we're not supposed to have any public Titan attacks until the events of King of the Monsters. I think we're returning to Lee Shaw's time in Axis Mundi, which is great because he supposedly spends like 2 weeks down there before turning to the surface, and we never got to see any of that. We only got to see moments of it. What a cool shot of Kong right here. He looks awesome. I love that they're making Kong a threat again, as he should be. He's been really, really neutered in the films. He's become way too safe in the movies, just like a dude, just a simple man. And it took away the monstrous element that makes King Kong so cool. Gee, Lee, I sure hope you're not on this ship getting dragged down right now by this freaking squid. This is very cool. I love how there's sharp things sticking off the tentacles. That's sick. Very cool Monarch Legacy of Monsters title card right here. Love the energy coming off of it. Very Axis Mundi, very sick. I thought that trailer was freaking awesome. Lots of Kong action in that, which I really thought the trailer was going to really hold back on the monsters the way that the first season did, which makes me think the new season might be a little more liberal with the monsters than that first season was. That first season did not use them a ton, and so I'm excited to see what this new season does. I'm expecting some really, really fun, cool stuff. I kind of knew that it was going to be a sea monster Kong would be fighting here because I've seen some people complaining that the new monster seems too similar to the Kraken. I think that it's too early to say that it's too similar to the Kraken, but I'd also also say I don't really have an issue with it being similar to the Kraken, because I think Skull Island, the anime's place in canon, is already pretty tenuous. It's already pretty hotly debated. I know the Return to Skull Island comics are trying their best, but I personally don't have a big problem overlapping some of the same material in live action, as it's almost in a way an adaptation of that original material, and I'm totally fine with that. I also, it's too early to say. We don't know what Kong's going up against. We don't even know if Kong's going to be fighting that squid. That squid thing could be completely unrelated to Kong's plotline. It could be a thing that comes out from near Skull Island or from Axis Mundi on Skull Island. Kong battles it into the sea and then Godzilla takes it on. We have no idea. So I'm not too worried yet. I'm very excited. The only other squid monster I can think of is Nakika, but Nakika doesn't have those sharp serrated edges on her. But it would be cool to see Nakika in live action. That'd actually be really exciting, although that monster wasn't as colorful as Nakika either. So I don't know. I have no clue. Although again, if it's Nakika, she better be put to sleep before the events of King of the Monsters, or once again, is this after the events? I don't know. Very excited to find out. I cannot wait to break this trailer down with you guys and go through everything that we may have missed. What are your thoughts on this trailer? What are your thoughts on Monarch Legacy of Monsters? Comment below and let me know. I'm very excited to keep this conversation going. As always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. It is through the support of the patrons on Patreon that I'm able to continue to make videos like this for you. If you want to support the Patreon, you can use the link in the description below where you can get early access to content, access to the Discord community, and more. If that's not your thing, please consider joining as a channel member. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time for the next one. D-Man out.